What's up, SNA Assassinators? This is Super Ninja Austin back here with another video. And this is the wrestling news for you all today on July 19th, where I'm going to be talking about the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors that you SNA Assassinators need to know from the Sportskeeda article. Make sure to watch until the very end because we're going to be talking about a lot of intriguing wrestling news. Starting off with EC3 right now, it explains why age may not be a problem for two new rumored WWE signings. And yeah, over the last few days, rumors of two potential WWE signings have been rampant, in the pro wrestling community, amidst concerns about their age. Wrestling veteran EC3, has been in the pro wrestling community amidst concern about their age. Wrestling veteran EC3 recently explained why it would probably not pose much of a problem. The two signings in question are none other than the Motor City Machine Guns, or individually uh Alex Shelley. Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin. And after having a notable career in various promotions like TNA, Ring of Honor, and New Japan Pro Wrestling, to have recently been the focus of attention due to rumors of possibly joining Triple H's roster. However, Alex is 41 years old, and while Chris is 42, which makes them slightly older than most of the current active pool of WWE stars. While speaking on Sportskeeda's The Wrestling Outlaws, NWA World Heavyweight Champion EC3 stated, "Both great dudes. Even though they are slightly older than me, like they got started so much earlier. It seems we're that where they were on TV when I was probably still, I wouldn't say I was in the backyard, but was probably not a trained professional wrestler at the time. I've been watching them from early TNA days. Yeah, they are great. There is probably plenty of juice or gas left in their tanks, like love gas in their tanks. And another WWE veteran also commented on the Motor City Machine Guns potentially joining the company. But before I get into that, I want to ask you guys: do you think that Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin of the Motor City Machine Guns are going to be joining the NWA, or do you think it's going to be WWE after a historic career in TNA and even in New Japan and then in Ring of Honor? But yeah, do you think they're going to find some success in the National Wrestling Alliance, or they're going to the Stanford-based promotion? Which I could see them going either way. It depends on who's going to gonna make the offer first, and also what's the offer that's going to convince them the most. But that's the only way I could see this could be happening. But let me know in the comment section right down below. But let's move on and talk about more news about the Motor City Machine Guns, where they could potentially sign to, and it's from another WWE veteran, And this man is none other than not a wrestler, but a former writer of the company, Vince Russo. The the Motor City Machine Guns were better suited to AEW than the Stanford-based promotion. Speaking on the same episode of the Sportskeeda's Sportskeeda's the Wrestling Outlaws, the WWE veteran stated, like I could see them going to AEW in an absolute heartbeat. But yeah, man. Like I worked with those guys when they were very young too, very young. Like two very talented guys. They were cool, bro. Like they were very young when I was working with them. Like, cause man, bro, I am going back to I started like in TNA in 2002, so that was like 22 years ago. Yeah, that's the same number as my age. Yeah, no, like they were very young. Like they were Scott Demore's guys. Like Scott Demore brought a lot of those guys in, and those guys were probably a little bit ahead of their time, he said. For now, like only time will tell what is in store for both Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin. And where do you think they're going to sign with? And do you agree with Vince Russo? Do you think they should go to AEW? They're going to AEW in a heartbeat over them going to WWE, or do you think that they're going to sign with the Stanford-based promotion and try what they've been missing from the last 20 years of not signing with them? Let me know down in the comment section right down below, or something that they're missing right now, rather than like the complete opposite from when it was run by a certain chairman that was that that loved to have like very mysterious females working with him and doing them some favors that's very inappropriate. I should say, I don't know what to describe the man, but yeah, let's move on to the next slide. Yeah, and change the subject, and let's talk about and then we got more news from Vince Russo next, as he thinks like pro wrestling needs more diversity in creative departments. Like according to the former WWE writer Vince Russo, there is also a distinct like lack of black and female writers in pro wrestling. Like promotions like this has led to several poor booking decisions across the history of the business. Like when speaking about MVP's recent comments, like regarding how the hurt business was booked, like Vince Russo questioned like whether the company was even capable of par- as pro, profi, profi, profic, see, profic, prof, per, per, as a proficiently booking like black superstars. Like after much discussions, like the veteran concluded like that there was simply not enough diversity in the brand's creative department, like to pull off proper storylines. He explained. Here is the question: do white writers and white creative people know how to write and book for black people? Like that's really the question, and the answer to that. is no. Like the answer to that is no. Just like a white guy doesn't know how to book in women. In a book a woman, he is not a woman. Like he doesn't know how to book a woman. So yes, there should be more black writers. There should be more female. That only makes sense. Like for someone, you should have somebody that's like that understands like the wrestlers, like whether if they're female or African American or whatever the scenario may be. Yeah, like you gotta have somebody that can relate into how to book a storyline for these individuals that they're playing in the role in the for the company. Yeah, and do you agree with Vince Russo? Just like I do. Like at this point, like let me know in the comments down below. And then the one thing I gotta agree with Vince Russo, the one thing I gotta hand it to him, he's not racist nor sexist. Because yeah, he's talking like it should be like it doesn't matter what your culture is and your gender, like also as well. Like all it matters is if you can know how to book somebody that you can relate to that's a wrestler and if you're very talented when it comes to writing the story. Which yeah, Vince Russo has a point there. Like that's probably one of the reasons why the Hurt Business is no longer a faction because they probably do not know how to continuously maintain the story of them being a quartet duo. I mean, not duo. I mean, a quartet faction. When I said duo, that didn't even make any sense. Duo means two. Like quartet, I already said. I already said like how many members are, and that is a quartet. That means four. But anyways, yeah. But yeah, let me know, yeah, down in the comment section right down below on what's your hot take onto Vince Russo's comments, like which that could be the reason. But let me know in the comments if you think if that's the reason why the Hurt Business is making the reason why the Hurt Business didn't last for long. Let me rephrase that, and the reason why they didn't return it because they had no idea how to book it. Maybe if they had like I'm not trying to sound ignorant right here, but but I'm thinking like it should. I think it should be like an African American writer that should book them like, and they should know how to make them like make it a successful faction like a all black version of the Bloodline, like with the Bloodlines all Samoan. Like you can do the same thing right here with making an all African American faction, like they had with MVP, Cedric Alexander, Bobby Lashley, and Shelton Benjamin. And who knows? Maybe Endeavor wouldn't have released Shelton Benjamin, like if they finally brought back the Hurt Business, even if they did split him up for a little bit for a couple of years. But I guess it is what it is right now. But I would suggest, yeah, WWE to start hiring people like that's gonna be that can relate and understand the story of the wrestlers and like no like with whether if it's their gender or whether if it's their nationality, whether if it's anything of the sort. Yeah, at this point, but yeah, we also got yeah we also got more Vince Russo news about had also previously he also criticized Bobby Lashley's booking and according to the former writer of WWE, like and like talking about the former Hurt Business member Bobby Lashley was misused like during his run last year. Like he was misused during his last year, like taking the example of a particular WWE match between him and Seth Rollins, which saw Matt Riddle interfering the match. Like the veteran explained on his Legion of Raw show, like they're doing nothing with him, like zero, bro. Like this was an opportunity of them, like to use Riddle, like and give him a good win. Like okay, and what does that do? is is anybody saying after this match? Anybody saying this after the match? Oh my God! Like Bobby Lashley beat Seth Rollins. Is there one person saying that Russo while arguing? But But as of now, the Almighty is out of action and, and expected to return sooner rather than later in WWE. And I wish him that and a positively speedy recovery and at this very unfortunate time for the Almighty. And yeah, and hopefully, yeah, he does come back sooner rather than later. And what is your thoughts on Vince Russo? Do you think uh, I do you think that WWE doing a pretty good job booking Bobby Lashley as of late, or do you think that they are lacking? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. Well, I'll say it all depends. They could be booking him in a prominent role. Like he can have some pretty great matches, but depending on who they book him to fight, or what's the story behind it, because sometimes they may make they book him highly positively, but at the same time they could be booking him poorly. Like it depends on what's exactly they see in the guy. Like even if they don't mean to, they trying to find a way how to book him successfully and highly and something that you would want, something that you want him to get some attention as a main event level superstar, considering he's also a former two-time WWE World Champion. But as of late, since defeating Karrion Kross in the Authors of Pain alongside Street Profits in that six-man Extreme Rules tag team match, they don't have much for him, even when he was not injured. But yeah, it's very bad that he got injured when he did. But according to the reports on every wrestling news sites, it says that he might be coming back very soon. And I can see him being back probably anytime after SummerSlam. One, he'll probably be recovered by then, and two, they'll probably will have something creative for him, and let's hope it'll be for the better. Let's hope it'll be something that screams out nostalgia, if you know what I mean. Yeah, but yeah, let me know right about that in the comment section right down below. But let's move on to the next slide. Let's move on to we got a 7-time WWE champion to finally return tonight on Friday Night SmackDown, and demand a title shot, exploring the potential scenarios right here, and we got a Grand Slam champion here, demanding a match, and it says this week's episode of WWE SmackDown is expected to be a stacked affair, and with the build up to SummerSlam now underway, there are several stars who could finally make their return. And that man in question is none other than the phenomenal AJ Styles from a week after after a week after he defeated who's that man that he defeated at Pro Wrestling Noah? But yeah, I forget, after his big match at Pro Wrestling Noah, which he won, and I want to give a huge congratulations on him. But it's been over a month since the last time we saw him, which was at Clash at the Castle, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. But that's when he came unsuccessful and short against the American Nightmare. It has been more than a month since AJ Styles wrestled for WWE and he came up short at Clash of the Castle when the last time he was there. But it could finally be time for the former world champion to return, and and pushed to be part of the biggest party of the summer. Styles was denied a title shot by Nick Aldis, ahead of Clash at the Castle, but he was then able to force himself into the title picture by attacking Cody Rhodes. There are many other champions on SmackDown, and he could decide to attack one of them to guarantee himself a title match at SummerSlam. And who do you think he might attack that's a champion on WWE? Could it be like someone like, I'm not sure about Logan Paul or Cody Rhodes, so I'm thinking of like maybe it could be an Andrade or maybe it could be DIY, considering Andrade is a speed champion, and then what's his name? What's their name? Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa are tag team champ. Yeah, it might sound a little weird that AJ Styles attacking tag team wrestlers for the tag to get a shot at the tag team title. But how do we not know that he has a tag team partner that he might reveal at this coming August for SummerSlam to like some kind of a tag team match, like which I mean he probably I'm not sure if he'll win it though. Like if especially if he reveals him like before the pay per view, because normally like when a wrestler reveals their mystery partner on the day before, they usually lose. But but if it's at the pay per view, they're gonna win 9 times out of 10, usually maybe. But let me know down in the comments below. But I'm thinking leaning towards like an Andrade. Like I think he's probably going to challenge Andrade for a championship, and this is where they can finally can they can make the WWE Speed Championship appear on actual television and not on Twitter. Like we can do like a 3-minute time limit match. What if it's going to be on the kickoff show of SummerSlam, or even on the opener of SummerSlam, or something, or even in the mid card, and build the to make the speed championship more of a big deal championship. Like that could be like that can make an appearances every now and then, like depending on who's the current champion that's holding it from which roster. Is it from the Raw roster or the SmackDown roster? And they can do some kind of an angle like there, like we could see like like if it's a wrestler from Raw that defeats somebody on SmackDown, like Andrade for the championship, for an example, like they'll be taking that to Raw, and we can see them being in an angle with that belt. Like it could be in either Raw or SmackDown championship, depending on who's going to win this championship tournament in the 3-minute time limit challenges. Yeah, but let me know about that. I'm thinking it could be Andrade, but I'm not sure. Like, let me know in the comments. Do you think that they're going to be making the Speed Champions going to be making their main roster debut, or it's going to stick around and be only exclusively on on the X platform, like coming on Wednesdays, and that's the only way you can watch it. Let me know in the comments about that. But AJ Styles looks to be heading towards retirement, like from WWE as well, and yeah, and there's and it says right here that AJ Styles could be one of the several names like who could leave the company following WrestleMania 41, which means that would want to make make the most of his time he has left. Like Styles is one of SmackDown's biggest stars, and despite coming up short, like to Cody Rhodes at Clash of the Castle, he could force his way into another major storyline. Styles recently wrestled for Noah and was able to represent WWE outside of the company, like which shows like that there is a lot of faith in him from the higher ups, with like Wild LA Knight and Logan Paul like currently occupied the United States Championship like picture ahead of the biggest party of the summer. There there could be room like for another four in addition, and the match could easily be changed into a triple threat since Nick Aldis wasn't present like last week on SmackDown and didn't sign the contract that LA Knight claimed he was handed. Like it will be interesting to see how this goes down tonight on SmackDown. And do you think it will include like Nick Aldis? Like will add in AJ Styles, like just because LA Knight lied to the fans and Logan Paul about him signing a contract that he did not sign because he was not even in the building. That makes sense, but I'm not sure if AJ Styles would be added. I mean, there's no doubt that he wouldn't. There's no doubt that he would be added to the match, making it a triple threat. But the way I see it, I don't see AJ Styles being added. I think it'll be a singles match with LA Knight taking on Logan Paul. But I also wouldn't doubt that AJ Styles could be his next challenger if LA, if more likely when he does become the United States champion in Logan Paul's hometown of Cleveland, like for that belt in the Cleveland Brown Stadium. But let me know, yeah, down in the comments below. Do you think he's gonna? Do you think the phenomenal one's gonna be added to making a triple threat for the U.S. Championship, or do you think it's gonna be for the? Excuse me. Or do you think? Or do you think like it's? Or do you think it's going to be a one-on-one match between Knight and Paul? But let's move on to the next slide now. With let's see. Next up, we got major SummerSlam announcement news of uh, I think I got the wrong one. Okay, well, let's say for now, I'll say we got Drew McIntyre news like now like as he fires shots at WWE official in a hilarious fashion ahead of SmackDown. The Scottish Warrior Drew McIntyre has taken a hilarious shot at a WWE official on social media ahead of tonight's SmackDown. CM Punk the the vert cost the veteran his Money in the Bank cash in like attempt earlier this month. Like McIntyre was furious after Punk's interference at Money in the Bank and cost Adam Pierce. And caught Adam Pierce like with an elbow to the face. Like the Raw GM suspended McIntyre like indefinitely, but gave him the chance to be reinstated if he apologized to the referees. Like he put his hands on that Money in the Bank. The Scottish Warrior refused to do so, and Pierce didn't lift his suspension. Like the 39-year-old took to Instagram like today to mock Adam Pierce to keeping his suspension intact, like and hilariously claimed that he was going to use the time off to get his cat in shape. He writes and posted while posting his cat on his Insta. It said, uh, "Going to use my time off to get fat Toby into shape." And then yeah, here's the post right here on his Insta. And what is your thoughts on the Drew McIntyre taking an advantage of this time off of his suspension to take care of his cat and make sure that he gets what's that he get he get back in shape? Well, I'll say maybe that would have been something that he would have done, even if he had a very busy schedule. Like he'll do it when he has some time off, perhaps. But yeah, but what's your thoughts onto this on this angle and him being hilarious? This is almost half as funny as him calling Adam Pearce a incompetent bald bitch. And I'm thinking to myself like, what is up with Drew McIntyre calling bald people a double B, like which is